Is Kia the best crossover value? We're going to find out in today's video by looking at this mid-trim. It's the EX. I'll include a link to the Kia in Salt Lake's website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy is 24 around town, 30 on the highway, with power outputs being 187 horsepower and then 178 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to get to 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. This one's finished in the wolf gray, and you've got this silver Kia logo on the EX package. We have the new headlight design, which looks very similar to what you have on the new Sorento and the Telluride. And we still have a lot of blacked out trim throughout the grille in this package. And so I think we can say the Sportage looks pretty sporty. Tire and wheel setup is 235 by 60 by 18. You've got the silver on the outside with the gloss black on the center with the wheels. Unpainted bodywork here along the side. You got a little bit of silver trim mixed in. More silver trim around the windows, and then stuff like the door handles and the mirror caps are painted to match the body. Now we've got Kia's new key fob, which has this cool feature where when you lock and unlock it, it illuminates with the little Kia logo. It also has the opening for the hatch and then a remote start there in the back. This is one benefit of this segment of crossovers. You have tons of space behind the second row. We've got this latch that we can pull to fold down the second row, and you'll notice that the load floor to the seat is pretty flat. For those of you wondering, underneath the load floor we do have a little spare tire. And we'll close her up. New taillight design's pretty sharp looking, and then you've got all of your regular badges here in the back. So it's more of a refresh for the exterior, and the front end looks a lot more different than the back end compared to the previous. Let's now pop inside. Kind of a funky design with the door handle, then there is soft touch here with a little bit of storage at the bottom. Nice trim with the seats. They are perforated all down the center. Legroom back here is solid. We got a little storage pocket. We also have vents in the rear, USB ports here on the side of the seats. And then headroom back here. It's not massive, but it's actually pretty good. Keyless entry up front. Front door panel is pretty much the same as the back with the trim, except the top section is soft touch. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. You've got all of your window controls down below with a power adjustment for the mirrors too. More nice trim on the seats, perforated all down the center. Power adjustments on the side, and we also have lumbar support. We've got our little control for the stability control, the opening for the hatch, your parking brake, and then the steering wheel is manually adjustable. And start her up. Got kind of more of a squared off design with the steering wheel. Nice soft touch trim all around. On the one side we've got our voice command, volume controls, phone controls with our terrain mode select. The other side has our adaptive cruise control with our lane centering and then your drive mode select, and then you just have regular stocks there in the back. Digital cluster here in the center. You can change the information that's displayed there in the very center, and I do like the kind of RPM gauge. It's pretty cool looking. And then we do have the terrain modes we can go through. So we've got snow, mud, and sand that we can switch between, and then the drive modes, normal, sports, and my drive. Just a backup camera in reverse, pretty good resolution. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, quick response time with the screen. Everything's pretty self-explanatory with the different functions, and it is all one unit. We've got our multi-function control stack here. So right now it controls the climate controls, but if I press that, it now controls the radio controls. Apparently they're going to be going away with this, but they still have it in the Sportage here. Some USB ports with a wireless phone charging pad just down below the climate control radio control stack. Shifter for the 8-speed automatic. It does have a manual shift function, and then you've got your heated seat controls right next to it. This comes with hill descent control, auto stop start, your parking sensors, auto hold, and then that's a shortcut button for the camera. We've got the over-engineered cup holders that kind of pop out. And although I say over-engineered, I do think it's a nice feature for storage. Speaking of storage, center console. Got a 12-volt inside, soft touch here on the top, just like what we have on the dash. And speaking of dash, the design there I think looks pretty sharp. We got a manual mirror dimmer, and then this actually has a panoramic sunroof. Like I said, this is an EX, so kind of middle of the line. 35,360 is the total MSRP. Let's see how she scoots. Well, Sportage EX. I'm trying to get as many packages as I can with this new 26 Sportage because, well, not everyone's going to purchase the same package. So I'm going to be doing a base model later today, and then I think the last review I'll do will just be on a like fully decked out bad boy. And then we'll do some I'll do some comparisons with the Sportage depending on what you guys want to see. I'm not sure what people are comparing to, but we'll have to see. And that Corvette, so that's a Z06. It looks like that was loud. That was loud. So I will say, smooth so far. I'm glad they use a torque converter automatic instead of a CVT. Like Honda uses a CVT in this segment with the CRV, and that ain't it. That ain't it. It's nice to use a torque converter automatic. I do think they should try to give this engine some sort of upgrade though. That'd be pretty cool. Power upgrade. Smooth. And a little peaky. I mean, it's a 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated, so it's gonna be kind of more rev happy. Not because you just don't have the low end torque. It's not the oh yeah, that's not gonna happen. I was gonna say it's not the worst. It's not fast, but it gets up. The reason we're going this way is because I don't know if you guys saw, there's a train. The train, this is one of the rail yard areas, and so the trains go extra slow and take extra long to go across the crossings. And that's why they actually have a bridge on the other side, so you can get around. I think this segment of crossover is like, I mean, it makes sense as to why most people buy this. It's just perfect. Like, this is as like well balanced as it can get for a car. And hear me out on this. Tons of cargo space in the rear. The second row could easily fit car seats and people very comfortably. Most families in the US nowadays are like 2 kids, 2 parents, right? So this is perfect for that setup. Gets good fuel economy. Again, not gonna beat any races anytime soon, but it's got enough power to get out of its own way. For the most part. Highway passing power is not going to be great because, again, you're only working with 187 horsepower. So, just something to consider there. Yeah, the only thing that I see as a downside with this compared to the RAV4, honestly, is just the horsepower. The RAV4's got a bit more power, and so it's just like, the RAV4 just has a stronger feeling low end than this, but the RAV4 is also way more expensive nowadays. I mean, this is a nice mid-trim for mid-30s, and I mean, what? Toyota's gonna charge you like, I think like 40 grand for similar packaging on the RAV4 now. Toyota's real proud of their product. And I know people are always gonna talk about reliability, but my counter to that is always warranty. You've got a 10-year powertrain warranty on this, so are you gonna keep your car for more than 10 years, 100,000 miles? Be honest with yourself, probably not. So maybe this isn't as reliable as the Toyota, but for your duration of ownership, you're gonna have a warranty the whole time, most likely. So I think that I would go with saving a little bit of money, having some cooler style. And again, I think that the power is adequate enough in this that I'm not like, oh, you got to get the Toyota for the extra horsepower and torque. It is nice, but it's not a deal breaker. I think what would be a deal breaker for me if I was shopping the segment is the fact that with the Toyota, again, you got to wait, it's more expensive, or if you want to spend the same amount of money, you get less features for the money. So also, this thing's running out of gas. Good thing we didn't go further. Let me know your thoughts.